A world of thrills, tensions, and unexpected obstacles await contestants behind the dazzling lights and the well-known sounds of The Price is Right. However, winning this legendary game show is not as easy as it seems. Before competing for the big wheel, participants must adhere to stringent restrictions regarding eligibility, dress codes, taxes, and awards. What could appear to be a dream come true could quickly devolve into a strategy and compliance game. In today's video, we'll outline each Price is Right competitor's guidelines to get rewards and survive the game show's various detours. Watch closely as we reveal the intriguing facts and take you behind the scenes. Contestants have to be a certain age. You must be 18 to be eligible for The Price is Right. This age restriction guarantees that all competitors are of legal adult age and can sign legally enforceable contracts if they receive any awards. Additionally, it helps the program uphold a mature level by ensuring that competitors can manage the stress and thrill of being on TV. Although it can seem like a standard prerequisite, many fans might not be aware that the show's audience is frequently diverse and that the producers want to ensure that all participants are prepared for the limelight. Interestingly, audience members must also be at least 18 to appear on camera, so the show's regulations do not apply solely to contestants. You still have a little time left to become a contestant, so don't panic if you're hoping to be on the show but haven't reached that milestone yet. And their employer matters. One crucial guideline that prospective competitors may not be aware of is that their employment status counts. In particular, CBS personnel and those of any related companies are prohibited from participating in the show. This is a crucial protection to prevent conflicts of interest or unfair advantages. To maintain the game's fairness and prevent political interference, competitors must also not be seeking public office. In addition to helping to maintain the show's integrity, this criterion may also explain the exclusion of some competitors with unusual histories, such as well-known individuals or staff members of rival networks. It's also important to remember that these limitations guard against internal prejudice, guaranteeing the fairness and equity of the selection procedure. However, unless you work for the network, you shouldn't be concerned about this limitation if you're just a casual fan trying to appear on the show. Therefore, taking a chance and trying your luck is okay if you're a fan from a different business or field. You can be a contestant more than once, but there's a catch. The rule is simple for anyone seeking to return to The Price is Right. You cannot make more than one appearance in 10 years. You must wait 10 years to be eligible again if you have recently appeared on the show. This rule was implemented to guarantee a new group of competitors each time the cameras roll to prevent one individual from controlling the show. The show also restricts how often a participant can appear on other TV game shows, so that's not the only constraint. You can't compete on The Price is Right if you've been on more than 4 game shows in the last decade. The strategy aims to give more people opportunities to achieve fame and wealth while guaranteeing the thrill of meeting new people and taking on new tasks. For die-hard game show fans who have appeared in previous series, this rule offers an intriguing wrinkle but keeps the competition new and exciting. Hopeful contestants have to be energetic and funny. The Price is Right audition procedure concerns personality, not just answering questions and completing forms. Stan Blitz, the longtime producer, stressed that he was always searching for competitors who could bring a contagious amount of energy to the stage. Blitz had a straightforward requirement, looking for competitors who could equal or surpass his energy level. Before filming began, he would meet with potential participants, frequently in long queues, and base his choices on their humor and attitude. Being loud wasn't enough. You also needed to be sincere and able to interact with the audience uniquely. You had a good chance of getting on the show if you could make him laugh, or if you had the kind of impromptu excitement that set you apart from the others. This novel strategy contributes to the show's continued vibrancy and abundance of captivating competitors who may amuse viewers, lending it its recognizable fun and cheerful vibe. And not just while they're waiting in line. You must keep up the enthusiasm and energy throughout the entire procedure. Impressing the producers once is insufficient. Blitz stated that determining who could maintain their zeal even after entering the studio was one of his primary goals. Many candidates may become anxious or lose some of their initial exhilaration while they wait for the big moment to be called. But to truly leave an impact, aspirants needed to demonstrate that they could respond to the significant revelations with sincere wonder and delight, whether it was a new trip or a fancy car. The worst thing for Blitz was coming across someone who didn't respond appropriately to a significant event. It would be utterly disappointing if someone simply nodded when allowed to win a car. The producers seek candidates who will jump, shout, and rejoice to keep viewers riveted to the screen. Because the contestants give it their all throughout, this rule ensures that the audience doesn't just watch a game show, but rather an intense emotional roller coaster. Audience members can't bribe producers to be chosen as contestants. The Price is Right has a firm no-gift policy, although some aspirants could try to entice producers with presents, refreshments, or even bribes. Stan Blitz, a former producer, once said that even though he was constantly getting offers from candidates, he was never able to accept anything. People constantly bring me things, but I cannot take anything. In a 2013 interview, Blitz said, "Not even a business card." This policy aims to ensure impartiality and openness during the selection procedure. To ensure that everyone has an equal chance of being called down to contestant row, the program doesn't want anyone to feel they were selected in exchange for gifts or favors. Personality and excitement are more important than your ability to contribute behind the scenes. Therefore, having a delicious snack or a considerate memento won't ensure you'll be in front of the camera. The Price is Right is a fan-favorite game show because the creators search for sincerity and genuine excitement. Contestants have to be creative during the application process. Completing a typical form isn't enough to get on The Price is Right. The show wants to hear about your personality, eccentricities, and inventiveness to ensure you're amusing enough to add some sparkle to the stage. Contestants are given the chance to showcase their creative sides and share original stories by answering questions like, "What is the craziest thing you have ever done for money?" And "What is something about yourself that no one would ever know by looking at you?" on the application form. Your chances of sticking out from the crowd increase with the level of interest and humor in your responses. In addition to your basic statistics, producers want to see if you can provide something that will make the audience laugh, gasp, or cheer you on. Whether you have a unique talent or have done something crazy, the application is your opportunity to shine. The Price is Right is all about personality. Therefore, the more interesting and surprising your responses are, the more likely you are to get the "come on down." It costs nothing to be on the show, but there's a caveat. The price of competing on The Price is Right is a common question among game show hopefuls, but the good news is that it's free. It is possible to get a ticket to a live concert and have the opportunity to compete without spending any money. All attendees receive complimentary show tickets, ensuring everyone has an equal chance to share in the thrill. There is a catch, though. Like with most freebies, contestants are responsible for their travel and accommodation costs, even though the tickets can be free. This implies that you will be responsible for covering your airfare and lodging if traveling from out of state or country. However, the opportunity to appear on a popular show like The Price is Right is more than worth it for many fans. Many people consider it a wonderful experience because of the audience's excitement and the chance to win amazing prizes. Therefore, even though the ticket won't cost you anything, be ready for the other expenses of realizing your goal. Audience members can't sell their tickets. It may seem like a dream come true to obtain a ticket to The Price is Right, but there's a crucial guideline to remember. You can't sell it. When you reserve a free ticket for a taping, the disclaimer clearly states that sale of this ticket is prohibited. This is done to stop scalping and ensure that tickets are given to faithful fans who want to see the show and not to people who are only trying to take advantage of others. Additionally, the rule helps guarantee that enthusiastic, sincere fans attend the show's tapings rather than those only interested in reselling tickets for a more fantastic price. But don't panic. You may simply request replacement tickets or switch to another date if something prevents you from attending the taping for which you have a ticket. This regulation controls the level of excitement and guarantees that the crowd is entirely of supporters who are there for the game's excitement rather than to make a quick profit. Therefore, even though it's unfortunate that you can't sell your ticket, at least the procedure ensures that there are people who genuinely want to attend. Once they've made it inside, audience members have to stay alert. You may believe the most challenging part is over when you finally enter the studio to see The Price is Right. However, there is still a crucial criterion. You must be vigilant. The excitement in the studio can get so loud that contestants sometimes miss hearing their name being called. George Gray, the announcer, said in a 2022 interview, "Because of the intense shouting and intensity, it's simple for a competitor to lose sight of the critical moment when they're chosen to come on down." Crew members display enormous posters with the contestant's name on them to ensure no confusion and that they don't miss their big moment. This guarantees that each competitor can go on stage and vie for the awards they have always desired. It's a unique aspect of the show's creation that heightens the excitement and contributes to those memorable scenes. Therefore, if you're fortunate enough to be seated in the audience, be prepared to maintain your concentration because a minute of distraction could cost you the opportunity to shine. Contestants have to pay a sales tax on prizes. Although it may seem like a dream come true to win on The Price is Right, there are some unstated expenses to consider. The sales tax on prizes, which might occasionally total a sizable amount, must be paid by contestants. In a 2013 episode, a competitor won a car for $19,652, only to discover that the dealership needed an extra $2,067 in sales tax. Many people are unaware of this crucial guideline until the enthusiasm has subsided. The sales tax may change depending on the contestant's home state and the prize's worth. Usually, before contestants can get their rewards, they must pay the sales tax. Even though it's a minor cost to pay for a luxury vacation, a new automobile, or other expensive things, it's still a financial factor that could surprise you. Furthermore, some winners have stated that the initial excitement of winning could be lessened if they had to pay taxes. To prevent unpleasant surprises after your big win, account for taxes if you ever find yourself on The Price is Right. They also have to declare their winnings as income. It's certainly thrilling to win big on The Price is Right, but there's a crucial financial consideration that every competitor needs to understand. Gains are taxable as income. This implies an additional burden of paying income taxes on the fantastic prizes, such as automobiles, trips, and household equipment. The value of the award is included in the taxable amount, and the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, mandates that all contestants declare their rewards as part of their annual income. For example, if you win a $25,000 automobile, that sum is considered income, and you will pay taxes. Your tax bracket and the total value of the prizes you have won determine how much tax you owe. Sometimes winners who didn't anticipate having debt after getting their rewards are taken aback by the tax load. To avoid fines or interest, contestants must carefully file their taxes appropriately. Therefore, even if winning the program can result in fantastic prizes, competitors should remember that Uncle Sam will retain some of their winnings, so be ready to give the government a percentage of your wealth. Winners can't announce their victory until the episode airs. Naturally, you want to boast about obtaining a brand new automobile, a lavish vacation, or thousands of dollars in cash. However, The Price is Right winners are strictly prohibited from announcing their triumph before the show premieres on television. Winner Aurora De Lucia revealed in a 2013 interview that she was required to sign documents after winning, which stated that she would lose any prizes she had won if she revealed the findings before the show aired. This regulation is in place to keep the audience in suspense and to preserve the sense of surprise. Despite the intense thrill of winning, contestants must keep their mouths shut. They cannot share their success with friends, family, or followers on social media. Some competitors have even said they felt like they were living a double life because they could not tell anyone about their success. This rule guarantees that, like the competitors, the spectators will experience the magic of watching The Price is Right unfold live. Therefore, you will have to wait until the show airs to fully boast about your winning moment, even though it feels like a dream come true. And they have to be patient when it comes to prizes. Even though The Price is Right competitors may be overjoyed when they win a prize, They won't immediately take their luxurious vacation or drive their new car. After the show airs, it may take many months for rewards to be delivered, so winners need to exercise patience. In a 2013 interview, former executive producer Mike Richards clarified that the show deliberately delays awarding rewards to prevent spoilers. This rule is intended to maintain the element of surprise for both the contestants and the audience. We don't want them to give away what happened because that takes away some of the fun of watching a game show, he said. So we don't want a brand new car with a Price is Right license plate frame sitting in the front yard a month before the show airs because it kind of gives it away. Additionally, it guarantees that the show's tension will continue to be strong long after the tape is finished. Waiting for your big prize can be irritating, but the producers try their hardest to ensure that the audience shares in the thrill the participants had while filming. Therefore, if you are fortunate enough to win, expect to wait a little while before your prize arrives. Winners can't opt to take the cash value of their prize. If you win a reward on The Price is Right, you receive precisely what you earned. There is no option for cash equivalents. The paperwork that competitors sign before taping makes this regulation very clear. This was clarified by contestant Aurora de Lucia, who revealed her experience in a blog post after winning big in 2013. According to her, there is no cash value option. They make it clear in all the paperwork, you take exactly what you won or nothing. This implies that if you win a car, you can not only choose to accept the automobile or surrender it entirely in favor of receiving its cash value. It's crucial to remember that not all competitors are excited by this rule, even though it can seem fun. Instead of bringing home an expensive item they don't need or a lavish vacation, some people might have chosen the flexibility of picking cash. Nonetheless, this regulation guarantees that the awards are as promised and keeps the game show lively. Receiving the actual award, especially if it was unexpected, is part of the excitement for many competitors. But if you win, you can't take it back, whether it's a car, a trip, or an item. And they must agree to forfeit prizes if they're found to be ineligible. Although there are rigorous eligibility standards in place to ensure fairness, The Price is Right is an entertaining show where competitors hope to win large. Age limitations and job regulations are examples of these constraints. For instance, anyone under 18 and those employed by CBS or its affiliates cannot compete. Any awards won by a participant later determined to have broken these qualifying requirements must be forfeited. This regulation guarantees that only qualified contestants receive prizes for their triumphs and that the show stays impartial and open. Before taping, contestants must sign a declaration attesting to their compliance with all eligibility requirements. The producers have a stake in ensuring that all competitors follow the rules to preserve the integrity of the competition, even though it may be discouraging for those who learn they are ineligible after winning. For instance, a participant would be disqualified and have their winnings returned if they were found to be employed by CBS after winning a prize. This is a preventative step that shields the competitors and the producers from any legal issues. Anyone appearing on camera has to follow a dress code. Everyone who appears on The Price is Right, whether contenders or viewers, must look good on television. It's not just a matter of personal taste. To appear lively on television, contestants are required to follow a dress code. The studio encourages bright and colorful clothes because they look fantastic on television and contribute to the show's dynamic atmosphere. For the spectators at home, it's a method to maintain enjoyment and high intensity. There are some limitations to be aware of, though. White apparel can look excessively flat or reflective on camera. Thus, contestants and spectators are particularly urged to avoid wearing it. To keep the emphasis on the game and the excitement rather than any external branding, apparel bearing company logos or offensive language is also prohibited. Given that The Price is Right is a show designed to amuse viewers of all ages, this clothing code also helps to preserve a polite and family-friendly atmosphere. Therefore, you must ensure that your attire is daring, entertainment, and compliant with the rules if you want to be chosen as a participant. They have to wear specific shoes, too. Not only should you consider your outfit when preparing to go on The Price is Right, but you should also consider your shoes. To guarantee safety and preserve the show's visual coherence, contestants and viewers must wear specific shoes. All attendees must wear closed-toed flat shoes, which excludes high heels and open-toed sandals according to the dress code. What makes this regulation so crucial? It's all about safety, to start. There is a lot of movement among the candidates during the tape, particularly as they sprint to Contestants' Row or the prize area. It is crucial to wear comfortable and safe shoes to avoid any mishaps. There is a risk of tripping when wearing high heels or open-toed shoes, especially when performing live in a studio. Furthermore, flat shoes allow you to move more comfortably and concentrate on the game rather than any possible foot pain or discomfort. Without detracting from the show's aesthetic appeal, this rule keeps competitors safe and fashionable while allowing them to concentrate on having fun. Audience members are not allowed to bring smartwatches into the studio. Although many individuals wear smartwatches in the current digital era, these gadgets are officially forbidden in the studio of The Price is Right. Preventing cheating is the primary goal of this rule, given that the game depends on players placing bids based on their intuition and knowledge. Allowing someone to use a smartwatch during the tape could offer them an unfair advantage. Smartwatches may readily access the internet or provide real-time data, which can be used to determine an item's value or learn more about how a game works. Smartwatches and other electronic devices are prohibited in the studio as part of the show's safeguards to ensure that everyone plays fairly. Before entering the studio, participants and audience members are asked to put their electronics away. It's a straightforward but efficient method to preserve the game's integrity and guarantee that every player has an equal chance of winning. Contestants should concentrate on the game and not look at their watches for outside information. Therefore, this restriction also helps them avoid distractions. Contestants must know the odds. Those hoping to compete on The Price is Right should know that getting on the show is not guaranteed. The chances are not in your favor because only a few contestants can compete. The odds of being called down to Contestants' Row are low because each taping draws an audience of over 300 people. In each episode, just 9 viewers are selected to compete, and only 6 go past Contestants' Row to engage in the pricing games. This implies that your chances of being chosen as one of the 9 competitors are 1 in 33, and your chances of moving on in the game are considerably lower. Although being aware of these odds can help control expectations, hopefuls nonetheless experience the excitement of getting selected, as their chances of winning rely on their ability to estimate pricing and play the games. Contestants who make it to the program must remain focused and organized. Applying to The Price is Right includes understanding the chances, which can help hopefuls appreciate the unique and thrilling chance to appear on the show. During one-bid rounds, contestants can't guess the same price as another contestant. One of the most important aspects of The Price is Right is the one-bid round. The player who correctly guesses an item's price without going over can play a pricing game. An intriguing wrinkle exists. Competitors cannot guess the same price as another player. For instance, if a competitor predicts $600, the following competitor must guess anything higher or lower, such as $599 or $601, but not $600. This regulation avoids ties and uncertainty while maintaining the game's competitiveness. This may seem like a small matter, but it guarantees that every competitor has an equal chance of winning. The premise is that each contestant's guesses should represent their understanding and sense of the item's worth. Players are forced to use strategic thinking when they are aware that other competitors have previously predicted a certain number due to this regulation. As spectators watch to see how near each competitor will come to the actual price, it also gives the show an additional dimension of drama and excitement. Part of the excitement is the pressure, since a single incorrect estimate might send you back to the audience. But if everyone overbids, they get to try again. Contestants guessing the price of an item during the one-bid round is one of the most nerve-wracking parts of The Price is Right. The game doesn't simply end in disappointment for all four competitors if they overbid, which means that each of their estimations is more than the actual price. Instead, everyone is given another chance by the rules. The host reveals that the participants will have another opportunity to place a bid, but this time it must be less than any of the earlier guesses after a buzzer indicates that all bids are too high. Even if all competitors miscalculate the price, this rule maintains the game's fairness and interest. Because participants can modify their tactics in light of the fresh knowledge, it also creates an entertaining dynamic. Now that they know the actual price must be less than those offers, contestants can focus more intently on what the other players offer. As the anticipation of what price will win intensifies again, this moment of redemption keeps the excitement alive for supporters watching at home. The suspense and entertainment value are maintained by giving contestants who first fall short an opportunity to make amends. Game players need to be careful with the Plinko chips. With good reason, Plinko is one of the most recognizable games from The Price is Right. A weighted chip is dropped down a substantial vertical board, bounces off pegs, and settles in one of the many cash slots at the bottom. Only 10 Plinko chips are available. Each is valuable, so competitors must manage them carefully. Former executive producer Mike Richards told BuzzFeed in a 2013 interview that the Plinko chips are incredibly costly to make and meticulously made. Every chip is precisely weighed to guarantee that it plinks appropriately when dropped, producing the delightful sound that has come to be associated with the game. The chips are carefully packed in protective boxes and wrapped in towels for storage and transportation. The integrity of the game depends on this attention to detail. Additionally, contestants need to be aware that the gameplay of the game and the general excitement of the show would be impacted if they were to lose or damage a Plinko chip. Reminding players of the importance of the chips they're spending in their pursuit of monetary rewards gives the game an even greater sense of significance. Contestants can't be sneaky while spinning the Showcase Showdown wheel. The Price is Right's Showcase Showdown is a popular part where competitors spin a massive wheel hoping to land on a higher number to move on to the game's final round. But when it comes to spinning the wheel, the regulations are rather stringent. There is a catch. The wheel must complete at least one full rotation for the 2 spins that contestants are permitted to make during their turn to count. The spin is deemed illegitimate if the wheel does not complete a full rotation. This regulation was implemented to stop competitors from attempting to cheat or tamper with the spin to obtain a better score. Contestants must spin the wheel firmly enough to guarantee it moves all the way. They cannot just flick it gently and hope for a good outcome. The audience would undoubtedly notice if they don't, and the competitor might get some light-hearted taunts from the crowd. The show's producers want the spins to be random and equitable so that no competitor has an unfair edge. For fans who enjoy watching the wheel spin rapidly before landing on a number, it also keeps the game more thrilling. And they must spin the wheel downwards. Although it might seem like a bit of a detail, competitors on The Price is Right have to spin the Showcase Showdown wheel in a particular direction, downward. It is forbidden for contestants to spin the wheel in an upward direction. Only downward spins are permitted to count, even though the wheel can be physically spun in both directions. This regulation is in place to guarantee that each competitor uses the same strategy, upholding the game's uniformity and fairness. The wheel may behave erratically during an upward spin, making it challenging to monitor the spin's development or regulate its outcome. With each spin completely visible to the contestant and the audience, a downhill spin guarantees that the wheel travels in a controlled, predictable manner. Because it maintains the gameplay transparent and easy to understand for all viewers, this rule also contributes to keeping the game's integrity. Although it may seem initially strange for competitors to spin downward, it is necessary to adhere to the guidelines for the spin to be considered legitimate. This straightforward but crucial rule guarantees that each competitor has an equal chance of winning while maintaining the thrill of the Showcase Showdown. Contestants have to be in LA to play on the TV show. Contestants must be physically present at the taping in Los Angeles, where The Price is Right is filmed, to be considered for the show. The Price is Right Live is a traveling theatrical production that stops in different American towns and is a thrilling substitute for individuals unable to travel to California. Fans may play the same exciting pricing games they see on TV, including Plinko, The Big Wheel, and others, in this live version of the show. Location-specific incentives differ, but The Price is Right Live provides the chance to win cash and prizes. The total prizes up for grabs in each program usually amount to over $40,000. Even if fans are not in Los Angeles, this traveling event allows them to feel the thrill of being a contestant by bringing the excitement of the legendary game into actual arenas. With the enthusiasm of the live audience and the game's well-known thrill, The Price is Right Live, it keeps the spirit of the performance alive nationwide by giving fans unable to go to California a taste of the experience. And they can only designate a proxy player for specific reasons. Rarely, competitors on The Price is Right may be unable to compete because of a physical ailment, disease, or other limitations. The program enables these competitors to choose a proxy player, someone who can represent them. People who may have gained a seat as a contender but are physically unable to play are nevertheless given the chance to compete thanks to this rule. This occurred during an episode in June 2023 when a competitor dislocated his shoulder on stage while he was celebrating winning. His wife took over the contestant spin when it came time for the showcase showdown, and he had to spin the giant wheel. The show's willingness to accommodate a proxy player shows that it is dedicated to giving competitors their chance to shine, even if their circumstances prohibit them from doing so. Even though it doesn't happen often, this rule guarantees equity and allows the competitor to continue enjoying the game's thrill regardless of the circumstances. Additionally, it gives viewers a heartwarming experience by highlighting family members' support throughout the intense game moments. Producers must always take the same approach to determine prices. It's remarkable how thorough and reliable the procedure is for setting rates on The Price is Right. The pricing for every item on the show is sourced solely from Californian stores to maintain accuracy and fairness. This approach levels the playing field for competitors by removing any regional pricing disparities that may occur if the program used retailers from various states. For instance, if a retailer in California sets the pricing of an item, it reflects what a customer would spend in that state, guaranteeing uniformity throughout the show. Since competitors come from all across the nation, this regulation keeps the competition fair for everybody. As previous executive producer Mike Richards said, "We're not shopping in Alabama for peas one day, then Florida, then Maine, then Nevada." By implementing a uniform pricing scheme, the producers guarantee that every price game and winning chance is as equitable as possible, irrespective of the contestant's place of origin. To ensure that contestants' answers represent accurate market prices that viewers at home can identify with, this uniformity is essential to the show's legitimacy. When it comes to prizes, producers have to be picky. Selecting rewards for The Price is Right is a complex undertaking. The producers carefully choose prizes to appeal to the audience watching at home and the competitors. The prize department has expanded dramatically to meet the show's growing needs. A sharp eye for trends and audience knowledge is necessary for what could appear to be a straightforward choice. Grandfather clocks as gifts are a thing of the past, as co-executive producer Evelyn Warfel clarified. The emphasis now is on providing awards that align with current trends and tastes. For instance, a prize could now include a lavish vacation with several thrilling events, such as a private concert or a spa day, rather than just a simple vacation. The show's creators know that the prizes must be something viewers will want to win to be motivated to participate. As evidence of how crucial this program component has grown, the crew has grown from a one-person operation to a full-fledged department of 16 individuals. With prizes ranging from modern devices to ideal vacations, this meticulous curation guarantees that every episode seems novel and captivating. And they shouldn't only pick tangible items. Producers have noticed how The Price is Right has changed to appeal to a younger, experience-driven audience. Nowadays, the show transcends the conventional idea of material prizes like automobiles and household equipment. Producers are increasingly choosing awards that provide rich, thrilling experiences instead. According to supervising prize producer Eric Mills, the show aims to offer experiences that transcend tangible products. To create an adventure-packed reward package, winners might be given a national parks pass, camping equipment, and an ATV instead of just an ATV. Similarly, a home office reward may include courses to make the most of the new setup, in addition to office furniture and a photo studio. Younger generations are increasingly choosing experiences above material possessions, as shown in this trend. People can now imagine themselves winning more unique, customized rewards, which increases the appeal of The Price is Right for a larger audience. These unusual prize packages make the show more exciting and suspenseful, which helps keep the prize list new and current while enticing viewers to see what will happen next. Contestants should be game to make good TV, but the show can't humiliate them. There are some unwritten guidelines for regarding the type of entertainment the producers seek from participants, even if The Price is Right is all about having fun, getting excited, and winning huge rewards. It is anticipated that contestants would be animated and eager to interact with the host and other players to create memorable TV moments. Nonetheless, Drew Carey, the host and producer of the show, is adamant about fostering an upbeat, pleasant environment. They have clearly defined boundaries. Candidates are never made fun of for entertainment, even though the show has plenty of awkward situations and lighthearted humor. When Drew Carey took over hosting duties in 2007, he made it clear that The Price is Right would always appear fair and well-meaning, safeguarding the integrity of the game, according to former producer Robert Dobkowitz. Even the most loyal viewers may be surprised by some of the show's fascinating features, even though we've already discussed the essential guidelines that each competitor on The Price is Right must abide by. In addition to making sure that competitors have a one-of-a-kind and fantastic experience, these behind-the-scenes insights provide insight into how the program maintains fairness and excitement. Now let's explore some intriguing facts accompanying the rules and show you what goes on to make The Price is Right the well-known game show that we all adore. Throughout the network block, the show has been present. The Price is Right has established a household name since its 1956 NBC premiere. The show's format quickly became popular, drawing viewers in with its engaging games and passionate competitors. It broadcast 11,000 episodes in its first 10 years, more than Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune combined. Following a brief stint at ABC, The Price is Right finally found a home on CBS, which has flourished ever since. Fun, excitement, and Drew Carey yelling, "Come on down," are hallmarks of the performance. Millions of people watch participants attempt to guess prices while competing for amazing rewards, continuing the tradition of The Price is Right. The spectacle will undoubtedly keep audiences entertained for many years, and there is no end. A passionate relationship with Barker's hair. The Price is Right and its viewers were profoundly impacted by Bob Barker, who became the show's adored presenter in 1972. His hair, which changed in 1987, was one distinctive aspect of his attractiveness. Barker decided to quit coloring his hair and let his natural gray take over after returning from vacation. Viewers adored his new silver fox appearance. Thus, the choice to embrace his white hair was a success. NBC even permitted him to maintain it that way. Unexpectedly, after Bob's hair became natural, ratings skyrocketed. The audience welcomed his new appearance and represented the show's shift into a new age. Bob became one of TV's most famous hosts thanks to his distinctive gray hair, which came to define his calm attitude and witty humor. Free isn't free. The free part of The Price is Right isn't quite what it seems, even if lucky contestants can win amazing prizes. Many people are unaware that taxes are applied to all contestant winnings. Yes, even the most expensive prices, such as costly automobiles or trips, are associated with a cost. The amount that contestants keep may be significantly less than anticipated because they are required to pay taxes on the entire retail value of the goods they win. The show's filming location, California, views the awards as taxable income. There have been cases where candidates have declined prizes rather than pay the taxes related to them, and for some, the tax burden can be significant. One man reportedly dropped $10,000 because he didn't want to give his ex-wife half of it. Therefore, even if The Price is Right offers amazing prizes, victory can come with a higher price tag than expected. The building named for Bob Barker. Bob Barker's activism for animal rights extended well beyond his well-known slogan, "Remember to get your pets spayed and neutered." Bob, who has long supported animal welfare, significantly influenced the cause by utilizing his position to spread the word about animal abuse. He even went so far as to threaten to withdraw from the Miss USA pageant in 1987 if the competitors didn't agree to replace their actual fur clothing with imitation fur. To help finance the building of a new headquarters in Los Angeles, Bob gave an astounding $2.5 million to PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, after he retired from The Price is Right. PETA dubbed the Bob Barker skyscraper to recognize his lifetime commitment to animal protection. This enduring homage captures Barker's passion for animals and his unwavering dedication to improving their lives. A mistake behind the scenes could be very expensive. The process of making a show like The Price is Right is intricate and demands close attention to detail. For the program to function well, everything must be coordinated, from the thrilling activities to the awarding of the rewards. However, what occurs when issues arise behind the scenes? Well, sometimes a tiny error can have serious consequences. Rich Fields, the show's announcer, made a noteworthy blunder when he declared a computer desk with a Dell desktop as a prize. When the winner was announced, it was discovered that the computer was an HP rather than a Dell. The show executives let the competitor keep the prize, even though he had overbid by about $5,000. This behind-the-scenes error became a peculiar moment in The Price is Right's history, demonstrating how erratic live broadcasting can be. What have you won? The Price is Right is known for giving its competitors some of the most intriguing and even plain strange prizes. Although trips and fancy automobiles are frequently the prizes that come to mind, the show's inventiveness is evident in its unusual choices. For example, one competitor received an actual suit of armor and a journey to Scotland to reestablish a connection with their ancestry. As if that weren't unusual enough, they also got a dining room set and a horse, an odd combo that wonderfully encapsulates the show's quirky character. However, this is only the beginning. The show has given out even more outrageous prizes, such as an entire island, a full-size Ferris wheel, and a submarine. The show's popularity is understandable, as it consistently keeps viewers guessing and excitedly anticipating the next strange award. When Drew Carey arrived, everything changed. Many viewers weren't sure if Drew Carey could live up to the iconic Bob Barker when he took over as host of The Price is Right in 2007. However, the changeover went more smoothly than anticipated. The way the games were organized changed throughout Drew's tenure, which was one significant difference. The games were made easier to win because the producers wanted to maintain the excitement and audience interest. Giving competitors a higher possibility of winning was intended to increase the event's excitement for both them and the spectators. Consequently, there were more winners, which kept viewers interested and returning for more. The show's popularity was rekindled in the early days of Drew's hosting, since it seemed like more individuals were winning large. Additionally, it helped the show maintain its strong ratings and continued to be a national favorite among viewers. The difficulty of competitive games of guessing. For many years, viewers have been enthralled with the excitement of speculating on the cost of an item on The Price is Right. However, a certain amount of skill, and perhaps luck, is involved in the thrill. Fans may now enjoy the show from the comfort of their homes thanks to various spin-offs, such as board games and video games, inspired by the guessing game's competitive spirit. The original Price is Right board game, a deck of cards, was released in 1958, 1 year before the original Risk game. Fans had the opportunity to hone their guessing abilities, but there were no large prizes or trips to Europe like we see on TV. The Price is Right board game and similar games are still available in stores today so that you may test your pricing expertise like the show's competitors. These games allow you to enjoy the thrill of classic guessing game at home, whether you're attempting to predict the cost of a kitchen blender or a new car. The truth about retail price. Don't question the price tags, but familiarize yourself with pricing in California if you want to win. The Price is Right prizes are accompanied by accurate retail prices from retailers, no manipulating the numbers to make it look like a bigger prize. However, you may still wonder what retail price means from the show's point of view, since retail prices vary widely across the nation. According to executive producer Mike Richards, the show bases retail prices on retailers in California. They never shop around in other states. There is no such thing as take-home prizes. If you were a winner on The Price is Right, you probably want to drive off in your new car or go to the pier to put your boat in the water immediately. However, contestants have to wait a long time to get their winnings, which is unfortunate because, for one thing, if winners got their prizes right away, it wouldn't be much of a secret what they won. The results of each episode are kept under wraps until the show airs, so you'll have to wait until your trip to Europe is on TV, which could be several months. The best counter cheater. The problem with game shows is that viewers must believe that the games are genuine for the show to succeed. If there is even the slightest suspicion of cheating or rigging, viewers lose faith and stop watching. Many game shows have been accused of cheating and involved in rigging scandals, but not The Price is Right. For instance, the game show 21 was once accused of coaching a contestant on how to win. There was little debate. The contestant came forward and confessed, and their reputation was ruined. The show's casting is fierce. Being an audience member on The Price is Right is a lengthy and challenging process, and that's just the beginning of the ordeal. If you've chosen to be in the audience and have a chance at selection, you'll need to be prepared to wait around for a long time. A 2013 contestant said that she had to wait 4.5 hours to enter the studio, which is enough time to watch 2 good movies. After the wait, the show lasted just over an hour and a half. You might not be the next contestant on The Price is Right if you lack patience and endurance. Creating a mic with contestants in mind. To keep things relaxed and deter contestants from doing what their instincts tell them, reaching out and taking the microphone in their hands, the host controls the microphone, and the player only needs to speak into it. Producers are aware that contestants on The Price is Right are likely not trained in the ways of television filming, and most contestants have never appeared on television before, which can be an intimidating experience. The cash stash of Drew Carey. When a contestant correctly guesses the exact retail price of a prize, it's an exciting moment that doesn't happen very often. If you're a show fan, you know that host Drew Carey will take a wad of cash out of his pocket and give the contestant $500. It may seem like another mini prize on the show, but it's not easy. Carey is spending his money during these moments. It's not cash that producers give him to do the task. Instead, he does it because he wants to do it. As of 2017, Carey had reportedly distributed approximately $187,000. Assessing the Alphabet Queen's capabilities. Of course you are familiar with Vanna White, the tile-flipping hostess on Wheel of Fortune. Although she appears to have been in the game show business since 1982, White first appeared on The Price is Right 2 years earlier, in 1980. At that time, White was not in charge of the show. Instead, she was a contestant who, regrettably, didn't win a thing. Bob Barker even joked that she spent most of her time staring at herself on the screen. Including male models in the combination. Rob Wilson, a self-described fan who even claimed to occasionally stay at home sick to watch Bob Barker hand out his many prizes, was the first man to be offered a spot on the show as a model. Since then, other men have made their way onto the stage, and you can now find both men and women smiling in front of dining room sets. Until 2012, the fantastic prizes presented on The Price is Right were always revealed with the assistance of an elegant, beautiful model and those models were always women. The man you must win over. It's not an easy task to get on The Price is Right, and one of the most important steps is to impress one man, Stan Blitz. Blitz interviews potential candidates and determines whether or not they are game show material. According to the New York Post, he is looking for energy, sincerity, and potential humor during these interviews. He looks for energetic, engaging people as guests because he needs the audience to be involved and excited. So don't even consider giving him a bill either, as he doesn't accept bribes. Reaching out to Adam Sandler. Bob Barker didn't punch Adam Sandler, but he did in the movies. Barker's reputation as a legendary game show host has led to his appearance in several films, including Adam Sandler's 1996 film Happy Gilmore, in which he fistfights Sandler and wins. This brawl between the two men was reenacted at Night of Too Many Stars, an autism fundraiser that Barker hosted when he was 90 years old, and it was undoubtedly a hit. Barker also appeared in films and television shows such as How I Met Your Mother and Bonanza. Oops, she's in the bathroom. In one episode of The Price is Right, Bob Barker is about to call Patricia Bernard's name when he realizes she is not in her seat. They searched the entire studio for her, but she was nowhere to be found. So the woman's husband ran out to look for her while Barker said, "This had to happen, did it not?" A bathroom break was keeping the show running late, and it is evident that the woman's bladder had some fateful and humorous timing that day. Too many automobiles to list. Fans have undoubtedly heard the announcer's voice say, "It's a new car," more times than they can count because each episode includes, on average, 3 different cars as prizes. This is the famous Price is Right prize, which every contestant is happy to win. Executive producer Mike Richards says they rotate vehicles so they don't reuse the same type too often. The show could have between 37 and 45 cars as options on any given episode. Not getting a chance at a Ferrari. The Ferrari 458 Spider, valued at $285,000 and offered as a prize in 2013, was rented by the producers for the taping, delaying the actual purchase until the contestant won. Unfortunately, the contestant didn't lock down this dream car. Executive producer Mike Richards doesn't keep his favorite car brand a secret, a Ferrari. Richards had a goal to present a Ferrari as a prize on the show, and that goal was finally realized in one episode. Jesse Pinkman for the win. Breaking Bad fans probably wonder, what do you mean Jesse Pinkman was on The Price is Right? Aaron Paul, the actor who played Pinkman, appeared on the show in 1999 before it became popular. You can see him wearing glasses and his Aaron name tag. Paul doesn't win anything significant in his episode, but he declares his love for Bob Barker, telling Barker he is his idol. Who would have thought that an ordinary Joe would become one of the most well-liked characters on television? An unfeasible guess. The most challenging bid is probably the well-known Showcase Showdown on The Price is Right, where it is nearly impossible to guess the exact amount, but odd things do happen. One day, a 60-year-old retired man named Terry Neese guessed the precise value of his showdown prize, and his guess was $23,743. He allegedly guessed 74 because his wedding anniversary was April 7th and 3. After all, his wife's birthday was in March. This coincidental guess was so unlikely that they halted filming for 45 minutes to ensure no cheating. Despite being cleared, Drew Carey seemed suspicious. On the cheek, 22,000 pecks. Not every game show host achieves the level of fame and adoration that Bob Barker did. The audience loved the host, and even those who didn't watch the show knew who he was. Many contestants seized the opportunity to kiss Barker on screen, and according to CBS, Barker received about 22,000 kisses on the show. Can you imagine 22,000 lips brushing cheek? Barker handled everything with grace, which contributed to his widespread popularity. Prepare to put a plug in your ears. On The Price is Right, people get crazy. How crazy? Sometimes the crowd noise makes it nearly impossible to hear your name being called out over the commotion. Some contestants bring earplugs to wear while sitting in the audience because of the screaming and yelling. But you don't have to worry about hearing your name. Producers solved the noise issue by using cue cards, which simply require you to watch the names on the large pieces of cardboard. Keep your clothes on. There was a story about a woman who became so excited that she had a wardrobe malfunction on screen. Yolanda, a contestant in 1977, was so excited that she ran up on stage and jumped by the podium, causing her blouse to slip and expose her to the audience. The incident was short-lived, but it was impossible to pretend it didn't happen. Bob Barker said, "I've never had a welcome like this." It was a humorous moment, but the show ended quickly. Don't stop clapping. A writer who watched an episode attested that the energy doesn't diminish during commercial breaks, explaining that cheering and clapping are expected continuously during breaks. After all, producers are looking for enthusiasm in contestants and audience members, so they want people who aren't afraid to yell, holler, and scream throughout the episode. Bring some hand lotion, as your skin might be smarting by show's end. Producer mistakes add up to big bucks. Producers decided to rig a game for a Price is Right commercial promo to show it winning. The game was Plinko, a game of chance where players drop chips so they fall into numbered slots to show the game in action with a winner. The rigging was intended to be temporary, and after the promo was finished, the producers forgot to switch the rigged Plinko game for the regular game. When taping for Plinko came around again, they realized their mistake when a contestant hit the $10,000 slot thrice. Since the contestant wasn't at fault, the producers gave the money. The science behind the wheel. It makes as little sense to us as it does to you. The Price is Right features the famous big wheel, which contestants spin for a chance at the Showcase Showdown. If you land on the right combination, you could win a fortune. It seems easy enough, right? Scientists have studied the wheel and the spinner's decisions in great detail. The Royal Economic Society published a study titled "To Spin or Not to Spin" that describes the behavior and statistics surrounding the big wheel, and discovered that contestants frequently deviate from the USPN, Unique Subgame Perfect Nash Equilibrium, when the decisions are difficult. Mrs. Brady in a car crash on stage. During a Mother's Day episode of The Price is Right in 2012, the well-known Brady Bunch actress Florence Henderson, also known as Mrs. Brady, was asked to sit in the car's passenger seat, which was supposed to be one of the main prizes for the evening. Henderson did a fantastic job. The driver made a mistake, and fortunately he was driving slowly, so no actual damage was done. Mostly, it was a humorous moment for the audience.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon